Hello friends, I am Dr. Rajendra Kapgate, Professor in Mechanical Engineering, introducing you a course, Finite Element Analysis in BE Mechanical Engineering. You till date you studied a machine design subject, strength of material, theory of machine, applied mechanics, and in that one you tried to find out the stresses developed into the component. When you are calculating the stresses, you finally concluded that just if the stresses are lesser than the strain, then you say that your design is safe. When you are calculating the stresses, that time you have considered that object is a total object, but you knows very well the stresses are varying in that object. At a certain places the stresses are less, stresses are more, and accordingly you are calculating the stresses by applying a forces. But you knows very well these calculations are not very true. Instead of that, at a particular place, if we are knowing how much stresses are developed, then that is good one. But when we are using approaches into a theory of machine or a strength of material or applied mechanics or a machine design, you could not do that because you have considered the object as a continuum. So when you are considering the object as a continuum, you consider that total object is a one, and then you are applying the forces and calculating the stresses, and finally saying the design is safe, which your mind is not perfect. So the researchers have done a lot work, and they have finding the one numerical method, finite element analysis. In that one, we divide the object into a small elements. That elements are connected by the nodes, and on that nodes we are applying the forces. When the forces are applied, then there is a displacement taken place, or the stresses are developed, or we could say the strain is developed. And later on, that strain and the stresses are calculated, and then we are saying our design is safe or not. So ultimately, in a finite element analysis, we are converting a infinite object into a finite number of elements and finding a stresses at the various nodes. Hence this subject is called as the finite element analysis. Now in this year you need to face this subject for the 100 marks, and you need to give the two examination, that is the in-sem examination and the end-sem examination. In the in-sem examination you need to give the paper of a 30 marks, and in the end-sem examination you need to give the paper of a 70 marks. There are the certain prerequisites. You need to have a knowledge of a fluid mechanics, heat transfer, numerical methods, and the programming languages. At the same time, there should be some prerequisites of a machine design as well as the strength of material and the applied mechanics. Once your course is over, then you need to satisfy the course objectives. What that? You need to understand the philosophy and the general procedure of a finite element analysis as applied to the solid mechanics and the thermal analysis. You should understand the displacement based failure element finite element analysis for the displacement and the stress analysis, and introducing a related analytical and the computer tools. The objectives are also to bridge between the hand calculation based on mechanics of materials and the machine design, structure solution of more complex geometries and the loading states. There are the certain more objectives. I do not list it more because I am interested to focus on what are the outcomes. Now the for every course, now the outcomes are listed. So what you need to learn, or what you find after completing this course, that outcomes you need to get that one. You need to understand the different techniques used to solve the mechanical engineering problem. Generally the mechanical engineering problems are solving by the various methods, but you need to know a best way of finite element analysis. Then you need to able to find out the stiffness matrices for the 1D problem, 2D problem by using the different element method. Then you need to apply the mechanics of material and the machine design knowledge to test a reasonableness of a finite element analysis. You need to able to explain the inner working of the finite element code for the linear stresses, displacement, temperature, and the modal analysis. A modal analysis related with the vibration. And use of a commercial finite element analysis softwares to solve a complex problem in the solid mechanics and the heat transfer. You also understand results, because many are using the NCs, a lot softwares. They get the one figure, they are very happy with that colorful figures, but they could not interpret the results. That's why interpreting the result of a finite element analysis and make an assessment of the results in terms of modeling physics by considering the physics assumptions, error, discretization, and all that when is to be you get after completing of this course. So finite element analysis subject is classified into the 6 units. The first unit is related with the fundamental concept of the finite element analysis. So what is finite element analysis? What is the meaning of the governing equations? What is the what are the different what are the different processes of mathematical processes to solve the field problems? Brief history, finite element terminology. You need to do a study in your chapter number 1. At the same time, you need to do the study of the different approaches used into the finite element analysis, and the different types of the analysis also you need to do study into the chapter number 1. Actually, the chapter number 1 looks like a summary of all the other chapters, because you need to understand the finite element approaches. You need to understand some basics of the finite element analysis in a chapter number 1. While in a chapter number 2, you need to focus only on the 1D problems. That problems are a bar problem, truss problem, or the beam problems, because we consider that bar problem, truss problem, or the beam problem as a 1D problems. Same way, you need to understand the different coordinate system into the one in a unit number 2, because coordinate system we are knowing only the Cartesian or the polar coordinate system, but we never thinking about the different types of the coordinate system. There is the natural coordinate system also, but in a chapter number 1 you need to learn only the local and the global coordinate system. Then the different types of the polynomial forms of the interpolation functions. This one are the linear, quadratic, or the cubic. Then you need to do the study of the properties of the shape functions. Similarly, you need to learn what is meant by the primary and the secondary variables in a finite element analysis. In a unit number 2, you need to find out a formulation, find out the element stiffness matrix for the 1D problems. Then you need to solve that problems by assembly method or the assemblage method. You also understand how to treat the boundary conditions by using elimination method or some other methods also available. So unit number 2 is somewhat easier comparative to the another chapters. Again, for this unit number 2 there are the 6 lectures. Unit number 1 is again having the 6 lectures. Within a 6 lecture it is very difficult to clear all the titles, so I feel that there is a need of the more lectures. I hope you will help me to clear all the chapters in a smooth manner by giving a more time to my subject. Then the unit number 3, there is a we need to play with 2D elements. Now 2D elements, you understand that is in a plane. So in a plane you knows different types of plates and all that one are to be considered. So we are trying to find out the stresses, uh, then the different types of the laws, different types of the elements used into a 2D element that we have considered into unit number 3. In a unit number 3, 2D elements are considered. Then there is a calculations of the element stiffness matrix, load vectors, assembly of this one. But actually the procedure is somewhat correct, very easy. Only the thing is that just you assembly of the different formulations or the element stiffnesses matrices is somewhat difficult. There is a possibility of the matrix forms of the 4 by 4 is very easy to solve, but when it goes to the 8 by 8, then it is very difficult to solve it. So we need to use the softwares, and by using the software we would be able to solve that everything. So in a unit number 2 we are going for the higher level matrices, and solving that matrices is a somewhat difficult issues, and if you are comfortable with the matrices, then there is no issue to acquaint the better knowledge of a finite element analysis. Unit number 4 is related with the isoparametric elements and the numerical integration. Now in a 1D or the 2D we are using the different elements to discretize the total object. There are the certain parameters just like the CST or the or the rectangular, triangular elements we are considering. But when we are consider the circular surface, so even though we are using the rectangle, triangular elements, it could not be take the total area. So there are the some errors we observe. Hence, there is a need to map this triangular, rectangular, CST, LSR parameters elements into a curvilinear one. And for that purposes, we are using the isoparametric element. This isoparametric element again to be solved by using a numerical integration method, and there's some another method, so that one also included in this chapter. In this chapter you have to give the more weightage to the Lagrangian and the serendipity elements. These elements also are very important, playing the very important role in a unit number 4. Unit number 5 is related with heat transfer. Again into this one we have considered only the 1D problem for the heat transfer process, but here whatever the procedure adopted to solve or to formulate the finite element parameters, that is the Galerkin method, and that Galerkin method we are adapted or using to solve the finite element analysis for the wall and thin film problems. Last unit is related with no doubt vibration. There is a one subject, elective subject for on the vibration analysis, but that vibration analysis again in this one we have considered the 1D problem. Now in this dynamic analysis we deal with the vibration issues of a bar, trusses or the beam element, and we need to find out the eigenvalues and the eigenvectors for these parameters. So ultimately if we are looking towards this subject, then there is a requirement of a knowledge of a mechanics, knowledge of a strength of material, knowledge of a theory of machine, knowledge of a machine design, knowledge of a heat transfer, knowledge of a vibration, knowledge of a certain mathematics, knowledge of some numerical parameters or numerical methods. So ultimately this subject looks like a somewhat difficult comparative to the others, but I feel when you are going through my classes, then ultimately you observe that when no, this is not a very difficult one, it is very easy, only we need to focus how to solve. Once we are comfortable with solving the problems, then ultimately we could be able to pass the examination. At the same time we would be able to acquire the better knowledge into the finite element analysis. Now the books, really the best book I would recommend is the Darrell Logan. Here only the Darrell L is mentioned, but that book is Darrell Logan. If your matrices is poor, that one also solved by using this book. Then P. Sheshu is again the better book. If we go for the references, so Cook is again the good book, Gokhale's book is good, and the Yes Moveni, this book is good for the your practicals, because if you want to convert or if you want to face ANSYS subject or the ANSYS for the practicals, then the Moveni is a good book. In this subject you need to perform a practicals, because there are the 25 marks for the term work. In a practicals you need to cover the you need to perform minimum 7 practicals. So from the 1 to 4 you need to cover any 3, and from 5 to 9 you need to cover the minimum 3, and 1 in open source or the commercial software. So open source Scilab is available, and in commercial software the ANSYS is available, MATLAB is available, and through that one we could be code our finite element problem. Because I have already mentioned that just there is the increase into the matrices, that 4 by 4 matrix, 10 by 10, 12 by 12. So when we go for the 12 by 12 matrix, then ultimately we could not solve the problem very easily. So that we need to use the Excel sheets or the MATLAB or the Scilab or the ANSYS software to solve that one. So there is a certain computer programs for the 1D problems, 2D problem, modal analysis, and the 1D temperature problems. The first two four is related with the 1D and 2D problems. We need to solve, we need to develop the computer program for this one. Generally we are using the ANSYS software to solve this problem. Then the 5, 6, 7, 8 is, and the 9 relate with the modal analysis. Then the stress test concentration calculations in a plate or the plate with a center hole. Then the stresses and deflection analysis, means that one is the, again the modal analysis. Then the elastic and plastic stresses are calculating by using the FEA software. Or the coupled thermostructure, means the combination of the thermal and the structural analysis. These all practicals you need to cover this into this subject. So overall it looks a very good subject to understand, to learn. There are the ample opportunities to getting the knowledge, and once you are acquainted with the finite element analysis in a right way, then there is opportunities into the industry, opportunities into various sectors to get the appointment. So this is related with the introduction to a course finite element analysis. Thank you to all.